Hey everybody, welcome back to another video on Jack Talks Jets. And I just want to take a quick second to apologize for the lack of content recently. Over the fall, I've been busy with football, school. I'm in 8th grade now, so it's getting harder, obviously. But I've also been busy with basketball and again school. But I'm sorry for the lack of videos over the weeks, but here I am right now to discuss what is going on with the New York Jets, okay? So let's take a look. As you guys can see right on the graphic, depending on where I'm recording, I think it's, yeah, right there. Okay, so the offense is on pace to be the worst in NFL history, and that is not something to be proud of, obviously, for many reasons. I think you could just tell by me just saying it. You don't want to have the worst offense in NFL history. We had so much hope heading into this season with Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner. And don't get me wrong, the defense is probably saving us from probably going winless right now. The defense is probably saving us from going winless. And look, the point is, the Jets have fumbled so many times. The last time they've won a playoff game is when I was 1 year old. I was 1 year old when the New York Jets last won a playoff game. It's crazy, my whole life as a Jets fan, I've never seen them make the playoffs. Because I became a fan at like 3 years old, I want to say. But it's tough. It's tough, So I want to make up for the videos I didn't make. So obviously, Jets, Bills, Monday Night Football, Xavier Gipson with the punt return touchdown to seal the game. Unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers did go down with that Achilles injury, but people are saying he might come back. Now, people are saying they want him to come back. I do not want him to come back. I know. As a Jets fan, you probably think I want to. No. He's getting old. He's 40 years old. And with a torn Achilles, if he steps back onto this football field, with the O-line that we have right now, there is a high chance he can get injured yet again, and that could be the end of his career. And I don't want that for him. I want him to be healthy for next season. That way we can rebuild our O-line and finally go to the playoffs that we deserve after 13 years. So this is why I do not want him to come back for the Christmas Eve game. If he gets injured again on Christmas Eve, it'll ruin my whole Christmas, I swear. But anyways, like I said, I don't want him to come back, and it's out of love, too. It's out of love for him. It's not that I don't like the guy. I love the guy. If I didn't like the guy, I would be like, I don't care if he comes back or not. But since I love the guy and I want the best for the Jets, I want him to just save it for next season and be happy for next season and healthy. So, again, the disastrous offense. Zach Wilson, we thought Zach Wilson was the majority of the problem. And he's not the best key for the offense, but he is not the worst problem. For me, the worst problem is the offensive line. We got to rebuild this offensive line. It is atrocious. This is honestly, to be honest, this is probably the worst offensive line I have ever seen. And it's terrible. I really don't want to admit it, but I feel like we may be a worse offense than the 2020 New York Jets, like currently right now. I know that may be just a tiny bit of a stretch, but I really don't know. We got more points per game in 2020, really, than now. Greg Zuerlein's probably getting paid the most bonuses on this team, and Thomas Morstead. But, it's just driving me crazy that this offense just cannot move the ball. Sometimes the Texans game was great. The Texans game and the Bills game were my top 2 games of the year. I thought we had a chance to beat Miami with Tyreek Hill out, Jalen Waddle getting that first quarter injury. But nope, we fumbled it so hard. 30-0 against the Dolphins. 30-0. It's just terrible that I feel like we fumbled the bag the most this season. We had such high expectations. People were saying that we could go to the Super Bowl. No, we just officially got eliminated from the playoffs today, and we were expected to go 10-7, 11-6 this season and compete for the AFC Championship with Kansas City, Buffalo, Cincinnati. But again, Buffalo and Cincinnati aren't doing so great either. Hell, Kansas City isn't even doing so great this season either. But, it's just not it's not really that it's the defense. It's not really that necessarily that we're just not a great football team. We have potential, obviously, but we just got to get Rodgers back. Breece Hall's he's doing great. He's doing good. But, our O-line just is not creating any holes for Breece Hall to go to. When Breece Hall finds a hole in room, he's out to the end zone. He is going to that end zone. Like, really think about this for a sec. Breece Hall has the potential to be a top 7 running back in the NFL if he has a good O-line and a good team. Because that touchdown against the Broncos just proves if Breece Hall can just get a good O-line, he can get a first down with just him, and the O-line, of course. But if we just don't have the key right now, what it needs for Breece Hall to gain yards, it's not working out right now. That's why we need to rebuild. That's why we need to get a new O-line. So anyways, moving on, we have to discuss the coaching here. Is the coaching good or bad? Many people are saying fire Robert Saleh. My opinion, I feel like we should not fire Robert Saleh. I definitely feel like him and Joe Douglas have made some good moves this offseason, signing Aaron Rodgers. The only mistake I feel like they have is just lack of, I feel like they don't really, and this is hard to say, but like they don't really say what needs to be said. Like, I don't know, they just like, I feel like they're just not pushing it enough. You guys know what I mean if you guys really think about it. It's hard to put it into words. But, Joe Douglas has not been very good lately. Robert Saleh's been okay. Hopefully 2024 will bring a new season, a fresh start for New York. But, in 2024, we don't know if they will be the best team they can be. Hopefully they can, because Rodgers, if he comes back from that injury, which I hope he will, I really hope we just sign a lineman so we can protect our quarterback. Our quarterback went down on the 4th play, for God's sake. And now then he's out for the season. That is why you need a good O-line. Half of our line's injured. Elijah Vera-Tucker out for the season again against the Broncos. He was out for the Broncos 2 seasons in a row. It's terrible. Also, MetLife's turf is bad. That's caused a couple injuries as well. So, we're just a disaster this year. And I also want to talk about the Jets-Dolphins game. Our offense, again, was atrocious. Zach Wilson went down with a concussion. I hope he's okay. But, losing 30-0 is not something you want to be remembered for, especially against a team like the Miami Dolphins, who is a very good team, yes. But I don't know. It's just losing like that. I could not bear to watch the highlights again. I watched the highlights of that game because I had to miss the game because my brother's wrestling tournament. But, my brother... and I was fine with missing it because, again, my brother is a very good wrestler. And you want to go look him up, Joey Cotter. You can go look him up on Flow Wrestling if you have it and watch his highlights. But anyway, the Jets, again, like I said, I would not bear to watch those highlights again even if I had a choice. I would not. But, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you guys liked it, make sure to hit that like button. If you're new, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And we will see you guys next time. Peace out, Jet fans.